Hi guys, how are you? Long time no see. As you all know, it's me, Samesar Jain. Well, today's topic is, about these mythical creatures. Some people asked me, what are the difference between zombies and vampires? So today's topic is zombies versus vampires. I'll just do some, this compare and contrast between them. Okay? So, I've taken down some notes and I'll just directly proceed with the video before doing any casual talks. Okay. First thing, what are zombies and vampires? Okay. Now, first, let's understand what are zombies and what are vampires. So, I'll talk about zombies first. Zombies are basically soulless bodies. Zombies are basically soulless bodies coming into life. They don't have any emotions and they don't feel any physical pain because they're just dead corpse which have just come into life. And basically zombies I mean they are basically called the living dead, and they are mostly seen in they are mostly seen in these Hollywood movies, and I think even in just one or two Bollywood movies also they have come, but then mainly in a lot of Hollywood movies, zombies happen to come into picture. There are so many Hollywood movies made on zombies, let's say Zombie Virus, Zombie Land, and zombie spreading of the zombie virus, etc. So many of them. Well, now, okay, as I was describing to you, what are zombies? Zombies are basically just like a dead corpse coming into life without any soul, and basically they don't have any other emotions. They don't feel pain. They have they don't have any other human. They don't have any other human feelings except for one, which is hunger. Zombies those rotten corpse when they come into life. Of course, these are just fictional. These are just fictional beings. In real life they don't exist. In real life neither zombies exist and neither vampires exist, but I'm just telling in the movies, according to movies. So basically these zombies, they are just rotten corpse coming into life without any soul, and they don't possess any human feelings except for very very intense amount of hunger. They feel very hungry, and like zombies, their main food is basically live human flesh. Zombies, they eat whenever they see some a living person, they will try to hunt down that person, and they will try to go and eat that person. So basically zombies, their main food is only live human flesh, and maybe some maybe some worms, and some worms, and let's say some insects, etc., but mainly they feed on live human flesh. Now coming to discussing about vampires. Now, on the other hand, what are vampires? So basically vampires, unlike zombies, vampires, they are actually not physical body. Rather, I will say vampires, they are physical spirits. They are vampires are basically they're like demons. They are spirits, and though they are spirits, they have just got this this kind of they have got a body. Vampires also have a body, but then they're just they are just these spirits having a body made from ectoplasm. Basically vampires, um, though they have bodies, they are actually spirits and not actually physical human bodies, unlike human beings and zombies. So this is what vampires are. Now coming to, and yeah, one more thing. uh, Vampires, unlike zombies, vampires, they don't feed on human flesh, but vampires main source of their main source of energy is human blood. Zombies means they will come and they will eat the human flesh, but whereas vampires, they don't eat human flesh, but basically what they will do is, they have got their those fangs. They have got their very sharp canine teeth, by which they will just they will bite into a human's neck, and basically they will just suck and drink human blood. So unlike zombies, vampires don't eat human flesh, they just drink human blood. And when it comes to eating, vampires, I mean they can eat normal human food, they can eat rice, like burgers, pizzas, whatever. When it comes to eating food, vampires can eat they can eat normal food just like human beings. But when it comes to their main source of energy, it is human blood. Now let's discuss what are the strengths and weaknesses of zombies and vampires. When you compare vampires and zombies, what are the strengths of vampires, and what are the weaknesses of vampires, and what are the strengths and weaknesses of zombies? So I will just discuss that now. First, talking about the strengths of zombies. Okay, now I'm discussing the strengths of zombies. Zombies can't feel any pain, because see, zombies, since they are just like dead corpse coming to life, they don't have any pain receptors. Even in the movies also, let's say, in the movies also, like whenever someone has to whenever someone has to kill a zombie, the best way to kill a zombie is to just cut off their head, or take a gun and just shoot the zombies in the head. That will kill the zombies. But let's say, for example, if you take a gun and you shoot the zombies in their chest, on their hand, on their legs, or let's say on their shoulders, or maybe even on their neck also, zombies will not feel any pain. And also, not only that, zombies will not even die. Let's say, for human beings, if you shoot someone in the chest, of course they will die. But then, whereas for zombies, if you have to kill a zombie, you must shoot their head, or just completely cut off their head. This is the only way to kill a zombie. There is no any other way. Or the third option is just you can just set the zombies on fire, and they will completely burn into ashes. That is the third way. There is no there is no any other way to kill a zombie. And now, okay, so I was discussing the strengths of zombies. Zombies, okay, number one, they don't feel any pain. They can walk under the bright sun. Zombies, they are not allergic to sunlight. They can they can come and walk under bright sun. They have no problem with that. They can walk under bright sunlight, and they don't have fear of anything. Of course, let's say, even when you shoot a zombie in the head and kill the zombie, they'll just die. But then when they're alive, they don't have any other fear. All they feel is hunger, and due to their extreme hunger, they just try to hunt the humans. That's all. But apart from that, zombies, they don't have any other fear. And they can walk under the sun, and they don't even have any pain receptors. So basically, these are the strengths of zombies. Now let's say, what are the weaknesses. Just now discussed the strengths of zombies. Now I'm going to discuss with you the weaknesses of zombies. The weaknesses of zombies are that they have a very, number one, they have a very poor digestive system. Zombies, they cannot eat normal human food. As I told you, zombies, they they can only eat live human flesh, or maybe a few type of insects. That's all. Maybe some worms, some earthworms, or let's say some what do you say that maybe caterpillars, and some worms. And otherwise, zombies main dish is just live human flesh, nothing else, because they have got a very poor digestive system. And coming to the next weakness, so this is the first weakness, is the zombies, they have a very poor digestive system. Zombies don't have good digestive system like human beings, or like vampires as well. As I told you, vampires can eat normal food like humans. Just that, of course, their main source of energy is human blood, but vampires can eat vampires can eat all types of human food as well. But whereas zombies, they cannot do that. Zombies, they have to only feed on live human flesh, and that too, that is as long as they are alive. Now, second weakness is zombies are not immortal. Though these are already these dead corpses coming into life, I'm talking in movies only. When these dead corpses come into life, I mean, they are not immortal. I mean, like, their total lifespan, let's say, for each zombie, I mean, let's say, after they come out of their, after they, break out of their graveyard, and like, they are just like, coming to life. Maximum, every zombie's lifespan is maximum 3 weeks to 1 month. That's the most. I mean, like, I'm telling, based on the information checked on Google. I mean, these zombies, I mean, like, I mean, in movies only I'm talking about. Maximum their lifespan is like, just 3 weeks to 4 weeks. 4 weeks means like 1 month. So maximum 3 weeks to 1 month each zombie will live. After that, the zombies will, like, completely die completely. I mean, like, after 1 month, zombies will each zombie will die after 1 month maximum, and after that it is the end of them. That's it. So the second weakness is that they are not immortal. Now, what are the third weaknesses? The third weakness. The third weakness is that zombies can be easily killed with any object as long as their heads are attacked. As I told you, zombies, I mean, the only way to kill them is to chop off their head or to shoot them in the head. And for this matter, zombies, like, they can be killed with any object or tool. Let's say you can take a machete, you can take a big, like, chainsaw, or let's say you can take a sword or a sickle, and you can just, like, cut off their head in just, like, one blow. But using any object, as long as you can, like, cut off their head, you can successfully kill a zombie. So this is their third weakness. So I mean, since, like, as I told you, as long as you can destroy their head, as long as you can destroy their face and head completely using any object, you can kill a zombie. Now, coming to the next weakness of zombies. Okay, zombies, they rot fast. Though they are already dead corpses come into life, and like, that within that 1 month, when, like, even in that 1 month lifespan, zombies, they happen to rot very fast. I mean, like, of course they are, like, dead bodies, they are corpses which have come into life, but and like, due to that, they keep rotting very fast. I mean, like, their bodies don't remain the same. I mean, like, even for that 1 month of time, their bodies will not, like, be the same. They will keep, like, rotting very fast. So this is their next weakness. And another thing is that zombies, they are, like, they are allergic to water as well. Not only fire, but even, like, in movies I've seen, zombies, they are, like, allergic to water. Let's say, like, I saw in one movie where, like, some zombies, they were, like, they were, like, chasing one human being, and that person, he went and, like, dived into a swimming pool, and when that person was in the swimming pool, in the swimming pool, all the other zombies, they had, like, I mean, like, they were just, like, standing outside the swimming pool and, like, waiting for that person to come out. But then, like, like, not even one zombie dared to dive into the swimming pool and try to catch that person, because, like, zombies, they have got, like, they are, like, kind of allergic to water. So that is their next weakness. Now, coming to coming to the final weakness, I told you, zombies, like, they can also they can also be killed by fire and even with electricity. Yeah, one more thing, guys, I forgot to mention. Zombies, like, you can kill them by, like, like, cutting off their head, or, like, shooting them in the head, or, like, completely burning them with fire. And one more thing is that electricity, like, let's say for example, zombies, I mean, like, zombies can't be killed with water. They're just, like, little bit allergic to water. That's it. So the thing is that, let's say for example, a zombie, let's say a zombie happens to fall into, let's say, fall into a swimming pool or a pond, and let's say, like, lightning will come and strike. Then, those zombies, they will die if they get electric shock. So zombies, they can be killed by, cutting off their heads, shooting him, and, like, shooting them in the head, or even, like, burning them in the fire. And one more thing is, zombies can die if they get electric shock, let's say a very high voltage of current happens to strike the zombies will die on the spot. So these are the weaknesses of zombies. Now I will talk about vampires. First I'll discuss what are the strengths of vampires, okay? Like how I discussed the strengths of zombies and then I discussed the weakness of zombies. Now I'm going to discuss what are the strengths of vampires. So the first strength of vampires is that they are immortal and they can heal their wounds and they have got great physical strength. As I told you, unlike zombies, like I told you, right, maximum, like they will just like live up to 3 weeks to maximum up to a month. But whereas vampires, unless they are killed, vampires are immortal. Vampires, they don't die at all. I mean, of course, I mean both vampires and zombies, they are just like they are just like mythical creatures seen in movies. I'm telling you, in the movies, according to movies itself. So basically vampires, they are just like they live immortal lifespan. Vampires, they are completely immortal. They will never die by age. Vampires don't have don't have a age lifespan. By age, vampires will live forever and ever. Only if they get killed, then only they will only then they will die. But unless they are killed just by age, unlike zombies, vampires will never die. By age, vampires are completely immortal. They live forever. So this is their first weakness. And the second weakness, as I told you, they can heal their wounds instantly. Let's say a vampire, let's say if they get a cut on their hand, within 2 seconds their wounds will heal. I mean, let's say for example, when we are cutting fruits and vegetables, let's say if we get a cut on our finger, or like let's say on our hand, how long will it take for us to heal the wound? It will take definitely at least like a week or two for our, it will take at least 1 week or 2 weeks for our wound to heal. But whereas for vampires, let's say they get a small cut on their hand or finger, within 2 seconds that wound will heal. So this is their second strength. Now coming to the third strength, vampires, as I mentioned to you, they have got great physical strength. Vampires, I mean, like from outside, they may just like look like humans, but when it comes to physical strength, vampires, they are like they are very strong. They have got extreme amount of physical strength. I mean, like let's say both man or lady, okay, whether it is a male vampire or whether it is a male vampire or a female vampire, male or female doesn't matter, one vampire will at least have the physical strength of, let's say, like 40 to 50 men. Yes, you heard me right. One vampire will at least have one vampire will have the physical strength of 40 to 50 men. Just one vampire. So basically, let's say if there are 50 people, 50 full grown men, very strong and well built, 50 strong full grown men, and whatever their strength will be, so the strength of 50 full grown men is there just in one single vampire. So basically vampires physically, they are very very strong. So this is their next strength. Now coming to the next strength that they have got super hearings and strong smell power. Vampires, like they have got very sharp, they have got very sharp ears and like very sharp nose as well. And sharp, I mean to say, like they have got very good hearing. Like let's say if there is if some sound happens, let's say few miles ago or let's say few kilometers away, vampires can hear it very closely with their ears. And let's say for example there is, let's say some human beings who are like let's say few kilometers away from a vampire can smell them from kilometers away, because like as I told you, vampires main source of energy is human blood. So vampires, like they can they can like smell humans from very very long distances. So they have got amazing smell power and they have got super hearings. So these are the other strengths of vampires. Now The next strength is they have got a very strong eyesight. Like, just like, big cats, let's say tigers, lions, cheetahs, panthers, jaguars, vampires have got very, very strong eyesight. I mean, like their eyesight are like, at least like, I mean, their eye vision is like at least 20 to 25 times better than the human's eye vision. I mean, compared to normal humans, vampires have got 20 to 25 times better eyesight and eye vision. So they have got super eyesight, super hearings, super smell power, super physical strength, and immortal lifespan. So these are basically so far all the strengths of vampires. There are still some more strengths. One more thing is that, yeah, this is the last strength of a vampire. Unlike zombies and unlike humans, vampires, they cannot be seen on mirrors or even in cameras. Let's say, for example, like, if you try to, like, if you try to click a picture of a vampire, you cannot, I mean, like, you will not get the picture of the vampire on a camera. And like, even on mirrors as well. Like, let's say, for example, like, I mean, for us humans and like, even for zombies, let's say, for example, if you place a mirror in front of a human, or let's say if you place a mirror even in front of a zombie, you can see the reflection of the human, and also you can see the reflection of the zombie on mirrors. But whereas this is not the case with vampires. Vampires, like, they don't reflect on mirrors at all, because as I told you, vampires, though they have a physical body, they are actually like, not physical bodies like human beings. They are actually physical spirits. And like, they are like physical spirits because you know though, like, I mean, I don't understand why Hollywood movies consider vampires to be living dead, because like, vampires means like, like though they have got a body, they also have a spirit. Basically, they have a body and soul, just like human beings. It's just that, like, their body is somewhat different from human beings. But like, vampires also, just like human beings, vampires do have souls. So basically, because vampires have souls, I personally don't consider vampires to be living dead. But I don't know why some Hollywood movies say that even vampires are living dead. So basically, okay, so I mean, that's not the point here. So my point is that vampires, though, I mean, like, though we can see them physically, but they vampires, they don't reflect on mirrors. Let's say if a vampire stands in front of a mirror, you cannot see the reflection of the vampire on a mirror, because vampires do not reflect on mirrors. And also they don't reflect on any cameras. Let's say you take a video camera, or let's say you take even, let's say, like, a normal photo camera, video camera, or like, mobile phone, whatever. You can never see a vampire through the eye of camera. Vampires cannot be seen on cameras, and vampires, you know uh, they never reflect on mirrors. So these are the strengths of vampires. Now, coming to the weaknesses of vampires. Till now I discussed the strengths of vampires, and all of you might be thinking, wow, vampires are so strong, huh? What do you say? So now I'll discuss some of the weaknesses of vampires. So coming to the weaknesses, here it is. Vampire, they are allergic to silver. Let's say, like, even in movies also, when you, like, those people, like, even in in this movie called Van Helsing, like, many years ago, there was this movie called Van Helsing. In that movie, like, this person Van Helsing, he is the main protagonist, he is the hero. In that movie, basically, it's about, like, vampires and werewolves, Draculas, etc. So basically, in that movie, like, vampire the vampires, they are, like, allergic to silver. Let's say if you have to kill a vampire, you cannot just kill them with a normal gun. Like, when you take the gun, make sure that the gun bullets are made out of silver, the metal silver, like, gold, silver. So like, like, if you take if you take bullets made of silver, and let's say if you shoot vampires made if you shoot vampires using bullets with silver, then vampires will die, because, like, vampires, they are, like, allergic to silver. And next is that vampires, they are also allergic to garlic. I mean like I don't know why this concept have come, but then like Hollywood movies, they have made this concept. So basically vampires, as I told you, they can eat they can eat normal food like human beings, but vampires, they have got like how I told you, like zombies are allergic to water. So similarly, vampires, they are allergic to garlic. I mean, of course, vampires will not die with garlic, unlike with like let's say if you let's say if you stab a vampire with a if you stab a vampire with a knife made of silver, the vampire will die. But let's say if a vampire eats garlic, the vampire will not die, but it's just that it has got some allergy to garlic, due to which that vampire, it will like fall sick for some time, and then it will recover very slowly. So basically vampires, uh, just like how zombies are allergic to water, vampires are allergic to garlic. But apart from that, they can eat other food as well. Now, the next weakness vampires have is that they cannot tolerate sunlight. As I told you, vampire, by age, they live forever. But there are many other ways how vampires can be killed. Vampires can be killed with silver, and another thing is that vampires, they cannot come out in broad daylight. Vampires basically during the daytime, they will just hide in some shade, or let's say inside a building or something. Basically, even in the movies also, there'll be I've seen many vampires in movies. Basically they will just during the daytime, they will just be inside their house, close all the curtains, and make it make it as dark as possible inside the house, and just be in the house during the daytime. But the moment it becomes evening, once the sun sets, once the sun has set for that day, and it is evening, and then slowly turning into night, and mainly once it becomes night, once the sun is gone, that's when the vampires come out of their that's when the vampires come out of their houses and buildings. So basically, even in the movies also, vampires, they cannot tolerate sunlight. Let's say if a vampire, uh, during the daytime, if it comes out in the sun, instantly it will burn into ashes and die on spot. Because vampire skin, they are they are very sensitive towards sunlight. Even let's say just little bit of sunlight falling on their skin, it will burn them to ashes on the spot. So basically vampires, they have got zero tolerance for sunlight. So basically, all vampires, as I've seen in movies, they completely avoid sunlight, and they completely avoid going out of their houses during the daytime, and only at night. So only during night and midnight, this is the time when vampires actually go out of their houses, and go out of their buildings, and they come to the public during the night, not during the daytime, because they are very very allergic to sunlight. But this is not the case with zombies. So see, zombies, they don't have problem coming under the sun, but vampires, if they come under the sun, they will burn and die on spot. So in this regard, see, zombie has got more advantage. But now, okay, now coming to the next weakness, vampires can feel pain. Unlike zombies, vampires do feel pain. I mean, though vampires are immortal, they have got great physical strength. But let's say if you if you take some tool, and you hit a vampire, vampire will get hurt. They do feel pain. Vampires do have pain receptors, because as I told you, vampires are not completely living dead, unlike zombies. So basically vampires, they have got pain receptors, and though they are immortal, and though by age they will never die, but still vampires, they do have pain receptors like human beings, and they do feel physical pain. It's not like zombies. I mean, zombies means unless you just cut off their head. I mean, if you let's say you take a hammer, and you take a hammer or an axe, and let's say you hit a zombie's leg, or let's say you take a hammer, and you hit and you hit a zombie on its shoulder, or on its hand. Zombies will not feel any pain at all, because they have got no pain receptors. I mean, all their pain receptors are dead. But this is not the case with vampires. Vampires, they do feel physical pain. Now coming to the next weakness of vampires. Vampires are also allergic to holy water. Holy water means, like, in Hindi they say prasad. Like, जैसे कि आप मंदिर में जाते हैं और क्या मंदिर में भगवान का प्रसाद होते हैं ना, वो जो भगवान का अभिषेक किया हुआ प्रसाद होते हैं. I mean, like when you go to Hindu temples, Jain temples, like, we do that abhishek. In Hindi we say abhishek. We do that abhishek to the we do abhishek to the idols of our god. And after doing abhishek to our gods, after doing abhishek to the idols of our gods, that water becomes a sacred water. It's called holy water. In Christianity they call it as holy water. In Hinduism and Jainism we call it as prasad, bhagwan ka prasad pani. So holy water, or bhagwan ka prasad, the sacred water, which has been used to do abhishek to the idols of god. That water, it is completely harmful to the vampires. If, let's say, even one drop of holy water falls on a vampire, that vampire will die on the spot. Because, like, as I told you, vampire is basically, like, they are like demons. Vampires are physical demons. Demons means, like, they are like basically evil spirits. So vampires, since they are evil spirits and evil creatures, even one drop of holy water or prasad falls on them, the vampires will cease to exist on the spot. So their next weaknesses is holy water. Just like how they cannot tolerate sunlight, they cannot even tolerate holy water as well, vampires. And coming to the last two weaknesses of vampires, and not just holy water, they are allergic to any religious items. Like, let's say, like, even like if you take, like, I've seen in movies, when, like, when a human being whenever a human being kills a vampire, many times they have used religious items, such as, like, they have used a wooden cross. Like, like in Christianity they have the cross, right? Cross of Jesus Christ. So let's say if you take a cross of Jesus Christ, and, like, you place the cross, let's say you go and keep the cross of Jesus Christ on the forehead of a vampire. The vampire will die on the spot. Even, let's say, you take the trishul of Bhagwan Shiv, Bhagwan Shiv Shankar ka trishul jo hai. If you take the trishul of Lord Shiva, and let's say you stab a vampire with the trishul of Lord Shiva, the vampires will die on the spot. And even in Jainism we have got this Namokar Mahamantra. That Namo Arahantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Airyanam, Namo Vajjayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamokaro Savapava Panasano, Mangalanand Savesim, Padamamahavai Mangalam. So even in Jainism we have got this Navkar mantras or Namokar Mahamantras. So let's say if you go and chant the Namokar Mahamantras or the Navkar Mahamantras loudly in front of the vampire, due to just by hearing the Namokar Mahamantras, the vampires will cease to exist on the spot. The vampires, they'll just, like, they'll be vampires will be destroyed into pulps. Yes, you heard me right. Vampires will be destroyed into pulps on the spot just by hearing the great Namokar Mahamantras. So even in movies also, let's say if vampires can, if a vampire happens to come in front of a human being, and let's say if that person chants Namokar Mahamantra in front of the vampire will be destroyed completely on the spot. So this is their weakness. And the last weakness is, like, wooden stake. Vampires, just like how they're allergic to silver, they're also allergic with wooden stake. Like, wooden stake means, like, those sharp wooden knives. I mean, no knife where the blade is made of wood, not of steel or any other metal, but like a dagger, a knife or a dagger made of wood. So even that wooden stake can be used to kill a vampire. So basically, let's say if a vampire comes and, like, you take this wooden stake, a very sharp dagger made of wood, and you use that dagger and you and like you know and like you stab the vampire deep into the chest of the vampire with a wooden stake. Even in this case, the vampire will die. So basically, these are the weaknesses of vampires. So now, almost coming to the end of the video. So these are the strengths and weaknesses of both zombies and vampires. And of course, one more thing, guys, both these zombies and vampires in real life, they don't exist. They're just like, they're just like mythical and like, fictional creatures made in movies. But still, like, even though they're in movies, some people are, some people are like, very curious to know about like, what are vampires, what are zombies, and like, be it in movies itself, what are the differences between vampires and zombies. So basically, that's why I just decided to make this video, just to like just to share my knowledge about zombies and vampires to all of you. So now coming to the end of the video, as like you have heard both the strengths and weaknesses of zombies and vampires. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Or let's say anyone like what is the knowledge you have got about zombies and vampires? Please do let me know about them in the comment section below. And please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Okay? So thank you guys. This is my latest video. Well, today is Sunday. I've got my day off. Tomorrow again, like I'll be like very busy the whole day. And I mean like as I told you before, whenever I get time, I will make one or two videos like this, and like I will keep uploading new videos every time, and each time I have got like some spare time. So well guys, how have all of you been? I hope all of you are doing good. And as we can see now, like the rain is slowly coming to an end. In India, and also mainly in Mumbai. I mean like in the beginning of this month, and like even in the, let's say, mid of July and all, rain would come very very heavily, especially in Mumbai here. Rain would come very very heavily. But then now I hope that I want the rain to come, but then not extremely heavily all the time. So finally for this year, the rain is slowly coming to a stop. The rain is slowly coming to a halt. And so these days, not too much heavy rain is there, and which is kind of like good as well. So I hope all of you I hope all of you are doing fine, and all of you are keeping safe. And also like because it is still monsoon, like getting cold, feeling little bit feverish, getting like a headache, getting feeling little bit of dizziness, getting cold, getting cough and sneezing. All these are very common during monsoon time. So guys, just like please keep yourself safe, drink a lot of hot water, and avoid cool drinks, avoid drinking too much cold things during monsoon. Try to drink more like hot tea, hot coffee, hot chocolate milk, and like hot plain milk, and even hot water. Like what I mean to say is, try to drink more of hot beverages as compared to cold beverages. Okay, so please drink more hot beverages than cold beverages, at least during this monsoon time, so that you can keep yourself safe from getting cold, cough, sneezing, etc. Okay, I hope all of you are doing fine. And that's it guys. I'm sure this video went quite long, but please guys, watch this video from the start to the end, and like please let me know your thoughts. But guys, relax, don't worry. Neither zombies or vampires exist in real life. Zombies and vampires don't exist in real life. They are just fictional characters made for entertainment in movies, mainly in Hollywood movies. Now guys, but in real life, soul is real. Zombies and vampires are not real, but in real life, our soul is 100% real. We are the soul, we are souls, and we are immortal. And after every cycle of life and death, we just keep changing our physical body. That's it. But we are the soul, and souls are immortal. So we are basically immortal. So that's it, guys. So don't worry. In real life, no zombies will come to attack you and no vampires will come to attack you, because both of them don't exist. But according to movies, uh, I mean, like, just according to movies, what are the compare and contrast? What are the similarities and differences between zombies and vampires? I just wanted to make this video about that. That's it, guys. Thank you once again. Take care. Keep yourself safe, and wish you a very happy year ahead. Thank you.